This is Gary Atensi with CNTV, and today we're in Orlando, Florida. I'm here with GabbyToon. Since 2012, this award-winning visual designer has provided animation and illustrations for top brands and organizations here in the States as well as worldwide. I'm joined by Gabriella, who is the really illustrator, animator, founder. Share with me a little bit about let's go back a little bit. Let's talk about your formal education. You were formally educated for 5 years in 1993, not in this state, but pretty far away. You relocated here to the States in 2004. Basically, here in the States, you realized you had a dream of that of animation. You decided to get involved in more education for yourself. You received a media degree. Share with me a little bit how this passion got started for you when it comes to art.
Yeah, I was drawing since my childhood. My father was an architect, and he wanted me to be too. And I had a school for kids for 4 years. Then I got master's degree in fine arts in my country. But I always wanted to do animation, and I didn't have that much opportunity in my country because I think they didn't have it there. So I had to go to other republic or state. That was USSR back then. So I just thought I would be an artist, but then I met my future husband, Paul, and he brought me here, and I couldn't find a job as an artist here, and he just offered me to follow my dream and get another education as an animator or motion designer or something which is moving. It was always attracted to me, so we did it together with his help because my language wasn't that good. He helped me a lot, and that was a challenge, but kind of I achieved that.
And the rest is history, as they say, right? Let me ask you this. The history of animation, it goes back to the late 1800s. By 1960s here in the States, because of television, cartoons were very much alive. We now fast forward pretty much to really today, where now we have the World Wide Web. Would you say that animation is very much alive today and remains very popular?
It is very popular, it is alive, it is everywhere. I mean, it's animation, it's not just animation, it's not Disney, it's motion design everywhere. It's all about animation. I think the whole world is animation now, honestly. All these applications, websites, everything is animation.
More than we probably realize. We look out there and we see it everywhere. It's not just cartoons like it was back in the 60s. Let me ask you this. When your desire kind of shift a little bit, not only from fine art to more of animation, did you feel that was an industry or a service that you would be able to provide people more of? And is that something you still enjoy today, not only the animation, but the aspect of fine art?
I do enjoy it. It's not my job. It's my passion. It's my hobby. I mean, I am making money. I would like to make money out of this because it's my work, but it's more like my passion. I mean, I'm going to sleep very, very late when I'm tired from doing what I'm doing, and it's not because of money. I just can't stop. And if it didn't work today or it's something I didn't finish, I feel like mission incompleted. I can't go sleep. And again, it's not because of money, because I want it to work, and when it works, then I'm happy. I go sleep.
You want it to produce. I mean, a painter must paint, a writer must write. It makes total sense. Let me ask you, what are some of the tools that an animator uses today? I mean, are we totally computerized now? Do we still pick up a pencil? Share with me a little about some of the tools that you have, and what are some of your favorites that you try to master every day?
It is computer, but also the old school is pencil, just regular pencil. So I enjoy to do little shorts with pencil. But I'm not doing it that often because it's time consuming, and computer makes it much faster. But I do like old style animation, hand drawing, because they look for me more alive. You can achieve much more. And today's days, they're coming back to hand animation, so they like combine together the computer techniques with the digital techniques with the hand drawing. So I have that special screen, so you draw on it, so you still draw with your hand. It's not computer drawing for you. So you combine things together, drawing this, and also if you draw with your hand, you can scan If you do all these scenes in your hand, then you scan, then you computerize it, but it still was done with hand.
So very much so an artist is basically touching a screen instead of touching a canvas, and yet it's being digitized so that it can be shared. Do you feel that your passion, your education for fine art in the past really affects you today as an animator? I mean, you're still pulling from probably projects and experiences that you've had in the past, and does that kind of make your work kind of unique?
Yes, very much, because as I noticed, there are people who are doing animation, but they are not they can't draw. They just get assets from the other artists and they animate with them. And in my case, because I can't draw, so I'm drawing my own characters. I draw my own assets and everything, and then I animate all of them. So that's, of course, I'm proud that I can do everything myself.
You basically are a one-person show. You can do quite a bit right on your own compared to...
I know exactly what I want to be animated, so I know the way how to draw, so the later I will be able to animate that pieces which I draw. So I am like providing to myself easy work for later animating stage. So.
That is interesting. I mean, do you feel as an artist that you're inspired every day just by everyday scenes that are around you? You kind of see the world a little bit differently, and do you find yourself kind of sketching up on a daily basis some things that you just experience, even if you're not using it for work?
Oh, I mean, yeah, my favorite part is to go with my husband outside and sketch. So we like to sketch, and I am trying to involve him being with me. And we like to drive his old Mustang, 1965, driving around, so to come to the places and sketch there. And another one thing is we just moved from Georgia to Florida, and it's because of Disney.
Yes, absolutely. I mean, when I think about this, I'm noticing that you lived in Georgia for some time, but you found yourself here in Florida. We're talking a couple miles away from a location that celebrates the animator, celebrates the artist. Do you find yourself inspired just to be here and being involved in an industry like this?
I'm inspired with that, so this is why we're here. So I asked my husband to leave his job in Georgia, where he was born. He was live all his life. And because of me and my passion to Disney and all these things and animation, he moved with me here just to be in here. There's another one reason. My son is working on EA Sports as a software engineer. So, so we just decided to unite our family in Florida because this is so inspiring place. All the parks and everything, and
nothing can describe basically what you feel here. This is an animator's dream place to work, really. Kudos to your husband for bringing you here. Let's talk a little bit about some of the clients that have trusted you with their work. Who are some of the brands that you've actually been able to work for? Obviously, a wide array.
Well, I was working for Cisco for some big project until we finished it. Then there was Nike, R.R. Donnelley, Coca-Cola. And other smaller brands, and just regular people, just sometimes they want logo animated or something. So there were a lot of clients like that, and I don't really care who are they, as long as the project is interesting for me. If I like the project, I would just do my best.
And the music video for the...
Yeah, they were from Ireland, and I can't talk too much about that because they're still working on that project. So it was like 16 minutes music they created themselves, and they will involve their animation and then sing. It's not my project, but they included me, so I did several parts for this big part for their project. So yeah, I'm proud of it because it's like worldwide is my animation now, so kind of feel proud.
That is very cool for you. Speaking of seeing your work maybe worldwide, or possibly just seeing something you created on a sign, maybe for a local business. Does that excite you? Are you excited when you see the end product maybe months later and you realize that people are using it and enjoying it?
Yes, of course. I mean, who wouldn't?
You mentioned earlier many different ways we're able to see illustrations. What are some of the other ways that people are not used to seeing? We're talking about websites, possibly in advertisements. Share with me all the different types of services you're able to provide for people out there.
Yes, I can do the open pages for websites, people asking me, or like GIF animation, like small animation or additional parts for their websites. So that's all I can do. So
When a client hires you, I would imagine it's important that they're able to communicate to you what they want. Do you enjoy listening to their ideas and then deciding to put that down into really a print for them?
I do enjoy, and also I very value their opinion because, in the end of the day, they need to like it. So I'm really listening what they want, and more often I even ask them to provide me a storyboard or their 100% completed concept, because I can have in my mind my things, I can offer them, but I know that when client is ready to order something, they have something in their mind already cooked, and you can't change anything. So you just follow what they want. So you just have to really, really listen to their opinion, what they want, and yeah.
Let me ask you, as far as your education goes, I mean, very educated. You have 5 years of education in another country, another 5 years here. You were really involved in education for children before that. Do you enjoy the learning process, and do you think that education is something that really never stops?
It never stops. I mean, actually, I think people shouldn't stop education till they're dead, you know. Seriously, ask my husband. I'm just keeping buying or reading or watching these tutorials again and again. Even if something I kind of know, there's still you always will learn something new. There's always something, new programs, new possibilities, new ideas. Everything is new, and it's always good to know. And then you just combine everything in your head, and then you're ready to go work.
That is exciting. As you now live in a country that is pretty abundant, and you think back of where you came from, a country where basically abundance wasn't an everyday occurrence for you, basically you now find yourself really within blocks of an exciting place for most people to live. Is that rewarding for you? And you think back about it, tell me what goes through your head.
It is rewarding for me, and I'm appreciated to Paul. So he gave me possibility to come to this country with my son, and my son graduated high school as a valedictorian, which is like he didn't speak English at all, and
At Georgia Tech,
then
which
he,
is hard.
And then he went to Georgia Tech, and then he achieved so good education, and me too. And it's all because we're in this country. I don't think I would achieve all of these things in my.
I'm going to end with you, Paul. Basically, when I look at an artist, and I've sat down with many of them, very talented, yet at the same time, they're very humble. They basically sometimes don't realize how great they are with their hands and what they're able to do. Is this something that you've seen early on, and is it exciting for you to be a part of that journey?
Yes, Gabrielle is extremely talented, both in her ability to do old school painting. I mean, she does oil paintings, she does watercolor, she does acrylic. She actually carved a headboard for her son out of wood. I mean, it's amazing the broad variety. And what I really like is how she loves her whimsicals, and how she can do whimsicals in watercolor as well as acrylic, and also apply that sometimes to her actual animation. So that's what's really interesting.
I'm going to end with one thing here, and that is the fact that obviously people are using your work in the commercial world. But for you, art was more than that. I mean, it's really something that you've even used as therapy. When you talk about whimsical art, share with me a little bit about what that means to you.
It's kind of intuitive painting. I never know how it will finish up, but I know before I finish. So it's not like I did something and I never know, and I tell you, you decide what you see in this painting. No, I need to look. Sometimes I spend hours looking on that canvas. And when I see something, then I show you what I see there. So everybody could see what exactly was in my mind in that moment. And usually it's characters, which like animated characters. This is why my name is my company name is GabbyToon, because tune from cartoons. So for me, it's like even my paintings are like a not childish, but still, I want people to be happy. So I want them to look at my paintings. Everybody had smile or something like, oh, I know this. Oh, this is what, I mean, that's everything about me is not being childish, but being happy and trying to make people happy as well. So
And I,
nothing serious, nothing like that. It's not me then.
and I think you're in the perfect place right here. You've now landed in the perfect place because obviously this is an area that celebrates the child in all of us and basically celebrates art and animators. Viewers, let's take a look at the bottom of the screen right there, and what you're going to see is their website. First of all, on the website, take a look at the portfolio. I mean, we're talking about a portfolio. We've been showing you across the screen much of her work. You can also check out the About page and find out more about this journey that began really in another country, and she now finds herself right here in Florida, providing great illustrations, animations for clients out there as well. Download the resume. If you checked out her LinkedIn page, you're going to see she's been endorsed by people for her work as well. But really the best way is just to reach out and contact her, find out if your project is a great fit, because for her it's really been more about her being able to do her work, and at the end of the day, bringing a smile to folks out there. Once again, that is GabbyToon since 2012, now right here in Orlando, Florida. This is Gary Atencia with CNTV, and if you don't know, now you know.